Chapter 1 Unknowing Passerby. The clerk of X's bank, Mr.X, was someone who was greatly disliked by others. Move aside. Is this your load? Mr.X starts off by getting angry. As a result, his friends were very afraid of him and tried to stay as far away as possible. The arrogant Mr. X, who hated losing to others, recently suffered a big blow. It was when he went to X's bank every day. There was a person whose face he disliked seeing, working towards him from the opposite direction. This person walked with his nose held high, as if saying, "There's no one else in this world but me." Every time Mr. X met this person, he felt his neck involuntarily bent down to his shoulders. "Son of a bitch!" Every time that event came to his mind, Mr. X would cry out to himself like this. However, his anger did not fade. One morning, Mr. X firmly decided that today he would definitely ignore that guy. How should I do it? After having breakfast, he left, determined to do something about it. He steeled himself and walked to the place where he always met the person, thinking about how he would ignore him. Just then, that person was slowly walking towards him from the corner on the other side. As he expected, that person's nose was pointed up to the sky. Smoke from his cigarette rose into the air, as if it were paying tribute to its owner. Mr. X glared with all his might. His eyes were bloodshot and even hurt. However, the person passed by him calmly, as if Mr. X's glare didn't matter at all. "I've been humiliated again." The thought of being humiliated stayed in Mr. X's mind all day while he was working at the bank. That night, he was so angry that he started mumbling in his sleep and even woke up in shock. Later, he developed a fever. His wife, not knowing the reason, worried deeply and took care of him, thinking he might have been slapped by someone at the bank. However, the next morning, he got up resolutely. Chapter 2 Determination for Revenge. When his wife asked, "Are you going to work today?" he shouted that it was a matter of course, then had breakfast and left again. Today, I'll get revenge for what happened yesterday." He felt that the way that person smoked his cigarette yesterday made him look down even more. So, today, Mr. X decided to show his disrespect by lighting a cigarette and working with a loud, determined step towards the person coming from the opposite direction. That person came out from the corner again. "This guy," Mr. X, with his mind made up, worked with a very arrogant step, determined to get revenge for what happened yesterday. However, the person walked toward him, as if he didn't even notice Mr. X or his cigarette. Feeling frustrated, when the person was around 10 steps from him, Mr. X made a sound like ahem. It was then that the person blinked once, threw his cigarette on the ground, and with a tired look, slowly rolled his eyes. At that moment, Mr. X, without even realizing it, lowered his eyes. When Mr. X suddenly came to his senses and raised his eyes, he realized that he and the person were already several steps away. Mr. X's heart was racing with embarrassment. How could this happen? Why did I lower my eyes? Idiot! Stupid! The next morning, a body was found floating in the lower part of the Han River. Inside the body's pocket was a note, which revealed that it was X who had died. The note was very short. Some idiot insulted me, and feeling resentful, I decided to leave the world behind on the bridge. X.